Alright, we're gonna skip that, because I heard something. So we can get the chat out of here. Let's see. Full screen it will still have chat? I didn't want to do that. So used to popping out my chats. Speaking of which, actually, put my kick chat up over here. Perfect. Except for the fact that this isn't full screened. Looks like my scheduled stream actually worked for once. That's nice. Oh, snap. Here we go. I wonder if I'm gonna get claimed for this music. Probably the whole video is probably gonna get claimed. But that's alright. We'll see what happens. We get 2 sets of Yo, what up, King Hunt? You guys cannot hear this. Why is that? Where's my desktop audio?
インタラクティブのインタラクティブ&ニューメディア部門プレジデントヘクター・サンチェスさんとゲーム部門責任者のリアン・ルーブさん、そしてスクリーンバーンのライターのジョン・マッケランさんをお迎えしています。皆さん本日はようこそいらしてくださいました。
Thank you, Okamoto-san. At Annapurna, we're always looking to push the boundaries of storytelling, and we couldn't be more excited and honored to have the opportunity to work with you and the entire team.
Did that change anything? Didn't do anything. But if I have monitor off,
development team that created Silent Hill Townfall, John,
you guys can't hear
and the entire
right?
team at Screenburn Interactive.
And this project came about
Can
because
you still
the team
hear
at
the
Annapurna
video?
and the team at Screenburn are really passionate about Silent Hill. We're very excited about the unique stories that we're able to tell in this amazing franchise. It's also important to us at Annapurna that the developers we partner with really love the IP that they're working on, and that's exactly what we have with Screenburn.
Yeah, as a fan of the series ever since the release of the first game, it's a real pleasure and an honor to be here today to talk about Townfall. The entire development team and I are so excited to finally be able to share a first look after so many years of development out of sight.
皆さんありがとうございます。
Yeah, we got to look at a little look at Townfall earlier on ABF stream.
のリビールトレーラーを振り返りましょ
う。They're gonna show the same thing here again, it looks like. When I first saw that, I thought that was the girl from, I thought that was Hinako from Silent Hill F. Maybe it was supposed to be.
This is going to be hard. But you have to come back to me.
Alright, we got a new protagonist. Simon. You're back. Quick, Billy. Take away the top of my chair.
I woke up in the water again. But this time it's different.
Oh, that looks terrible. Looks worse. But I could crop it. Nothing we can do, Delabros.
I keep trying to fix what happened. No
So,
matter what I do,
Silent Hill's going to
You can't
London
fix it.
now?
It doesn't let us change things. You did what you did.
But what did he do? It's always the question. Gonna be in first person? This is some classic enemies. And some new ones. Just interested to see more gameplay. Like, the only thing that we saw that looked like it could be gameplay was a
前
first
回の
person.
ティザートレーラーから続く形でついにあ
That
の
would
ポ
be
ケット
weird.
テレビの持ち主が明らかになりました。このトレーラーはタウンフォールの本質、そしてサイレントヒルらしさをしっかりと捉えています。
And we can see from the trailer that debuted today that Townfall clearly embodies the DNA of the Silent Hill franchise. It also has quite a unique take, which we know has been really important to the team at Screenburn. And part of that uniqueness comes from their own identity, their perspectives, their history, and their style. So, John, we'd love viewers to learn more about Screenburn and your team's history and the work you've done on Silent Hill Townfall.
Ooh, that's better, he
Absolutely.
says.
Our main objectives were to make a game that could feel specific to the team who made it, to bring something new to the series in terms of setting, and to really think about what Silent Hill, both in concept and gameplay, could look like through a Screenburn lens.
Yeah, and it's this lens that appealed
This
to
guy
us
looks
so
so
much when
familiar.
we started working with you and Screenburn, many years ago. And we knew that with Annapurna's partnership with Konami helping to guide the project, that the three teams together could produce something original, exciting for the fans, and show Silent Hill in a way that hadn't been seen before.
皆様、情熱あるメッセージ、本当にありがとうございます。サイレントヒルの伝統を受け継ぎつつも、新しいチームごとに世界観やテーマ、美学がどのように解釈されるかを示すことはとても重要です。ここでスクリーン版インタラクティブと本作を形作る人々の姿をご覧いただきましょう。
Ah, Glasgow. Where's Norman? Said he went to bed. He's missing out.
We've got our previous games that we worked on over the years. So Super Arclight was our first title that we released back in 2016. Stories Untold 2017, Observation 2019, and then Silent Hill soon.
Somebody in the chat said Diddy Hill.
Collection of Silent Hill games. The thought that we're going to be slotted in at the end there. It is a genuine honor to work with the franchise and to contribute to it. After we shipped Observation, we were kind of like figuring out.
I just don't like how they keep
next. And then we got this
Silent
call
Hill
from
out
Annapurna
of the
to ask us
American
what we
town
would do
of
with
Silent
Silent
Hill.
Hill. That froze us
Fictional
in our
American
tracks. It's not an opportunity we ever thought we'd get, but it's one we knew we all wanted right away. We pulled together a pitch of what we felt would be a really cool, unique Screenburn take and brought it to Konami, and we were delighted that they loved the idea. It was like, this is exactly what we need. This is what we want to do.
Any evidence
and we
that
want you
this
to go
is
for it. And so to
third
have their
person.
trust in us, both Annapurna and Konami, is a huge honor.
See? There we go. This is a first-person perspective. It's definitely different. Well, this is what this is what Kojima wanted to do. PT.
My name's Graham
In a
McKellen.
way,
I'm the lead
except,
game designer.
of course, that was just
John is
inside
my
of a
brother,
house.
so we've known each other for a while. We have a lot of the same experiences, films that we watched when we grew up, games that we played. That allows us to work really well together when it comes to finding the synergy between narrative and game design. Very early, we agreed that we wanted to present this game in first person. And first person is,
There we
you
go,
have
they
a more
said it
limited
at last.
field of view. There's things happening off screen which you're not always aware of, and as we know in horror, what happens off screen is sometimes more scarier than what happens right in front of you. how we use the perspective to induce the horror, anxiety, and fear, but then at the same time trying to find the balance to that, which is what can we give the player?
You know, one of the first things we set out to do was like, what can we do with the radio that's not been done before? What can we do that kind of gives it a new function, a new aesthetic, but it feels Silent Hill, the analog tech that's kind of been my visual calling card. Most of the things we've done, like even in our previous games, has been as close to real life technology as we can get. This is
I forgot to delete this guy.
Very small handheld TV.
Ban him from my chat.
The CRTV.
Forever.
The CRTV is, you know, our take on the classic radio. We knew we wanted to have the player bring it up and actually use it. So we were really keen on having the player tune with the CRTV, actually go through the frequencies, discover narrative content, but also being able to use it as a tool to see where enemies were. So yeah, we teach the peak mechanic, which gives the player a little bit extra mobility around where the camera can be. So you can peek up and to the sides to see around corners or over walls.
I keep doing this as I lean.
And it's really important for the first person perspective, giving the player that extra control.
I wonder if they'll try to put this on VR. Looks very much like it
for a long time
could
this
be a
game,
VR game.
We felt might just be Northern Europe.
More of a third-person player. Yeah, me too.
Down to Scotland. There was a drive to create something that felt authentic to us, and it kind of felt natural.
That's why it's so weird that they actually
when John first
finally doing it.
I saw this sort of a very obviously Silent
I guess
Hill
they would have done it.
Environment. That felt like
Kojima
a
didn't leave
when I was
Konami.
growing up, because you know I've grown up in towns like this, in a small fishing town that's kind of similar to Saint Emilia. It's a beautifully epic, grey, drizzly environment, and we're bringing that to the game.
Where is Norman right now?
It just feels so
He's probably
real,
been there.
especially when you're going through it in first person. You kind of feel like you're there. It's so detailed, every single thing, and it's all connected to the story.
A very personal story, I know for John as well.
I would have been about 17 or 18 when the first game came out, and I was really ill, high fever, all this kind of stuff. I know I finished it, but the experience I have was like a fever dream, because it literally was. To this day, I've never played it again, because I kind of don't want to know whether what happened that night was real or not. Drawn to the Fog ever
Gotta
since.
play it again. You haven't played it
And I
again
think
because it's
now
so dated.
that we're actually responsible for it, and we're actually kind of pulling the rest of the team in, and now we're looking forward to bringing the fans into that fever dream too.
Waiting for VR to get to the stage where it doesn't make you sick after. Yeah, I know a lot of people have that problem. I didn't have that problem, but I just
自分たちの仕事だけで
not
な
gonna
く
spend money
サイ
on
レント
a
ヒルの歴
VR
史や
headset
意
that
味
I'm
に強い
barely
情
ever
熱を
gonna
持つ
use.
開発者の姿を目にするのはとても刺激的ですね。各チームがそれぞれのビジョンをサイレントヒルに持ち込み、新しい体験をどのように形作ったのかがよくわかります。さて、公開されたばかりのトレーラーについて語るべきことがたくさんあります。最も注目すべきは本作が一人称視点である点でしょう。過去作にも一人称要素はあるものの、10時間を超える長編作品としてこの方式を採用したのはターンフォールがシリーズ史上初めてです。この視点の変化によりプレイヤーはサイレントヒルの恐怖を新たなレンズを通して目撃することになります。恐怖がプレイヤーのすぐそばに迫るだけでなく、スクリーンバーンが考案した新しい戦闘、回避、謎解きのメカニクスとも見事に調和します。
Absolutely. Every feature of the game has been
Absolutely. I have
designed
no
with
idea
this
what you said,
perspective in
but
mind,
sure.
but always making sure that while we see the world in this new way, the experience still feels distinctly Silent Hill. A big part of that experience is centered around enemies and how our protagonist Simon will encounter them. Familiar tools from the world of Silent Hill are all available, planks of wood, pipes and ranged weapons like the pistol, but the ability to sneak, hide and evade brings a new element of choice to the combat, where resorting to violence isn't the only option. In fact, with the aid of the pocket television, known as the CRTV in the game, evasion is every bit as useful a survival technique as facing enemies head-on. Players are encouraged to experiment and find a playstyle that suits them while being mindful of the resources and the opportunities that surround them.
わかりやすい例が覗き込みですよね。 サイモンは物体や壁の
Yes, we
上
get
か
it.
ら
You can
あ
peek
るいは
around
周りから
corners.
慎重
Nothing
に
new
身
to
を乗り
video
出して
games.
敵の様子を確認でき発見される可能性を下げることができます。この要素は遭遇前の慎重さが生かされるだけでなく見た目手触りの面でとても映画的な表現になっています。
Indeed. That additional level of fine control provided to the player works especially well in first person, and it allows players to cautiously assess an encounter before they make a decision to evade or charge.
I was kind of thinking that, King Kong.
In first person, features like the
This is
peak
the first
or the
time we're
CRTV
going
become
first
more
person. It's
immersive,
also the first time that they
rendering
have a
details up
black
close
main
in the
character.
character's hands, and all in a tactile and physical way, rather than using on-screen HUD elements.
And you can barely tell when you look
These
at his
features
hand.
really shine in first person, and as the game progresses, players will be challenged in many different ways. Using the right technique at the right time is vital for Simon's survival.
ジョンさん、次は新主人公サイモン・オーデルに目を向けてみましょう。シリーズのキャラクターは皆心に重いものを抱えていますが、サイモンも例外ではありません。彼は多相的で不安定、そして非常に人間的です。トレーラー冒頭で主人公であるサイモンが今回舞台となる町、セントアメリアに縁があることが示唆され、彼の困難な旅が始まります。ジョンさん、彼が島へ向かう事情、そしてプレイヤーが踏み入れる物語について視聴者の皆様に特別に教えてもらえますか?
Well, I knew when beginning to write the game that fans would have certain expectations about the worlds, characters, and the themes that permeate the series. I wanted to both lean into those expectations in some ways and subvert them in others. Guilt is a strong theme throughout Silent Hill's many stories, and I wanted to dive deeper into the various different ways that guilt can manifest, where it comes from, what it can do to people,
Yo,
and
what up,
how, if you can, come to accept or resolve it. So while those narrative themes are distinctly Silent
Spoiler
Hill,
alert, you
we're looking
resolve
at
it
and
by
interpreting
killing
those themes in a
everything
very
that gets in
different
your
way.
way.
ゲームの冒頭、サイモンは物事を終わらせてほしい、それが正しいことだと告げる謎の電話を受け取ります。トレーラーで見た通り、彼は島に到着しますが、この段階ではどうやって来たのか不明であり、サイモン自身も向かう先が分かっていないように見えます。
Can you swim with glasses on? It's been so long since I wore glasses. I feel like
that has been present in all of our previous games.
Fall into the water, your glasses are coming right off.
Simon's journey through the town is layered with nuance and questions, where players will gradually uncover both small details and big reveals, and they'll be kept guessing throughout. There are other characters to meet along the way too, and understanding Simon's connection to them is key to the narrative. Some mysteries will pay off as the game progresses, and some will deepen further, inviting players to dive deep into the world and the details spread around the town.
サイモンの旅がどのようなものになるのか楽しみにしていただければと思います。さて、次はタウンフォールの舞台となる街、セントアメリアについてご紹介しましょう。サイレントヒルのキャラクターを街と切り離すことはできません。世界は彼らを映し出し、試し、変えていきます。サイモンの旅を理解するには、彼が身を置く街を理解する必要があります。それでは、セントアメリアのインスピレーションとなったスコットランドの実際の場所を見てみましょう。
Wonderful. It's definitely going to be interesting. I can see a lot of people getting into this because I know a lot of people like games like Alien Isolation.
We're going to go to the east coast of Scotland.
This might bring some
many times over the years,
more new people and people that prefer first-person shooters.
I think this is Linda's first time.
Or first-person survival, rather.
When you're in St. Amelia.
As a QA lead, I think I have played probably 3,000 hours of this game, but I've actually never explored those real towns, so I'm excited to see it.
It's the smell and the wind and the the sound of the place, all of that together is what you're trying to recreate. You're not just trying to recreate the visuals, you're trying to recreate the vibe. And there's no better way of doing it than spending time there.
So is the town supposed to be set in Scotland?
Just absorb the place when you're there. So I suppose it's always important for artists to get out and see the place that they're supposed to be making.
Graham and I were chasing fog. Well, I dragged Graham out with me. I was like, I need someone in front of the camera when I take these images. Fog was so dense that when we came out here, we got to like this spot, and from here we couldn't see the coast anymore, and we couldn't tell which direction the coast was in.
and we immediately
I made my thumbnail, and then I was like, and after I scheduled the stream, I was like, you know, this thumbnail's missing something for Silent Hill. Needs some fog.
That moment was when we kind of realized how this game was.
So I had to remake the thumbnail and like the right before I started the stream.
On the east coast of Scotland,
watch someone play it. Probably won't play it myself. Yeah.
Do you know,
I might buy it. You can watch me play.
Trying to like imagine what the fog would look like. I could go to a town that looks like.
I still haven't played Silent Hill F,
and find a
but I also haven't played Silent Hill 2 or 4. I've really only beaten Silent Hill 1 and 3.
With me and be like, you gotta come too, and they're like, really?
I know. I need to play 2. I've been wanting to play 2 on my PC because I still have the discs, but it's like a whole. It's a whole thing. But I do have 2 on.
This was like
2 and 3 are on the same disc on my PS3.
And then as we get in this corner,
so I'll probably play
it's
that. It's like a remake of 2, but not as good as the original. But
this is so cool.
Most practical way to play it.
The seaweed.
They have seaweed in the game.
First pier I think we came to, and we've walked along a bunch of other piers as well, just to kind of see the differences and the kind of shapes that they make and how they're used, that kind of thing. You know. This is it. This is very similar to our St. Amelia pier.
Oh, the chat over here is all Z's.
This is the harbour town.
I mean, at least they did their
the first place
research.
for the
I suppose this is standard for most game companies when they're recreating scenery.
Isolation was a big factor.
But,
There's like an
it's kind of cool to listen to them talk about it.
Silent Hill has always had a sense of like not being able to leave the town and face why you're there. That isolation isn't just for the protagonist, but also for the town. It's like they've got to do what they got to do. You just have to get on with it, and you have to solve the problem. There's no running away.
It's surreal. I
just
think because
still
a lot of
don't
stuff
really
are so
understand
similar to in-game,
how
even like the slanted walls,
how it went from being just one
colors,
town,
wherever the benches are placed, it's exactly the same
being
as in-game.
in Japan.
These alleyways kind of snake through
now
the entire
Scotland.
town. They're really fun to walk up and down in real life,
or just
but
Europe
when
in
you've got a
general.
monster chasing you, it's just not a nice place to be.
Oh, that's cool.
Coming up there, this is one of the slopes that when I first came here, I was like looking at all the textures. And luckily, Unreal allows us with nanite to just sort of layer
Everybody's
on
doing
meshes
thumbs
and
up.
textures on top of each other. I don't
Or
know
is
what
that
this
one
is.
person spamming?
Bits of like rag and tarpaulin, like the glove, for instance. There, it's just like layers upon layers upon layers of life.
Of
history.
garbage?
You're mimicking several hundred years worth of
Piece
life.
of cloth. Oh wait, it's a whole
That's
glove.
That's
What do we do?
I
just leave it
And
there.
a lot of the time, the player will just sort of walk
This whole
around
mountain's
and
built out of
explore it, and
gloves.
They won't know why it feels like a real
Maybe they'll
place,
explain that in the
but
game.
the effort that
Yeah,
you
I
put
haven't played. Like I said, I haven't played F, so I'm not really sure if they explain it in that game. I assume they wouldn't, because it's not like something that gets explained. The problem with Silent Hill is that the very first game was created by somebody who left like shortly
It's
after
a
the
big
game
moment
came
for us,
out.
definitely.
So
for me personally,
even
for
though
the
Silent
team,
Hill 2
you know,
is probably
we're
like the
big fans.
highest rated Silent Hill
I think
game,
that's an
it's
understatement to say big fans. You know, we're
still
we're
different
obsessed.
than the first one. The first one was all about like
To be trusted with a franchise like this is an honor, and you know, we want to make sure we ace it. So we're giving it our all.
the
To,
third
to
one's
create
like all
something
about
really new
cult.
and really
First
unique.
one's more like this lady just wanted to resurrect a demon or something. Something about drugs. The game is not very straightforward at all. It's more about just being scared, scary monsters, psychological
貴重なお
horror.
話をありがとうございました。細部へのこだわりが新しい世界観をリアルに感じさせています。こうした丁寧な作り込みはシリーズならではの大切な魅力です。
Yeah, I don't
最
really
後
know the
に
lore.
タウンホールの規模や構成につい
Yeah, I don't
て
know
お
if there's
話ししまし
to
ょう。
know. I played through the first
For
one a
sure.
bunch of times.
And while
It's
Annapurna
like
has been primarily known over the last decade for independent games
Still
from smaller teams, Townfall is no small game.
not
In fact,
too
it's among
specific.
some of the biggest games that we've ever published.
And while Screenburn is a relatively small development studio at about 30 people, they have been afforded the development time to really realise their creative vision for Townfall. And as a result, Townfall is a full-length, high-quality game that we can all present with confidence following
$70.
Silent Hill F and Silent Hill 2.
スクリーンバーン、アナプルナ、コナミの3社が手を組み作り上げたサイレントヒルのエッセン
Is
ス
this
を
whole
しっ
thing
か
gonna
り
be
取り
about
入れたタイ
Townfall?
ト
Yeah,
ル
they
と
better
なっ
have
てい
something
ま
on
す
the。Silent Hill 1 remake
今年
because I
皆さん
can't
にサイ
wait
レン
to
トヒル
tear
タ
that
ウ
to
ンホー
pieces.
ルを
It's
実
probably
際
gonna
にプレイし
be
てもらえることを非
so
常に
far
楽しみ
removed
にし
from
て
the
います。
original that I'm gonna hate it.
本日のサイレントヒ
But
ル
I'll
トラン
play
ス
it
ミッション
just
は
for you, chat.
こちらで終了となります。
That wraps up our
最後
transmission. I
に
guess that's
視
it.
聴者の皆さんへ向け
Nothing on
て
Silent
一
Hill
言ずつ
1.
メッセージをお願いします。
We're so thankful for your patience, and we can't wait to show you more of what we have in store for you in Townfall. We see this project not only as our biggest and most ambitious game yet, but as a love letter to the series that inspired many of the team, myself included, to become game developers in the first place. It's truly an honor to be given this opportunity to contribute to the series, and on behalf of the team at Screenburn, thank you for your support and your encouragement over the years.
We've loved working with the entire team at Screenburn and are very proud of the game they've created. Our goal at Annapurna is to support our developers so they can focus on making the best possible game. It's been amazing to see Townfall come to life throughout development. Thank you to Screenburn for their partnership, and thank you to Konami for trusting us with the Silent Hill franchise.
Silent Hill Townfall is a labor of love for everybody involved and a true collaboration across the three teams. From the amazing team in Scotland at Screenburn to the revered publisher Konami, not only in Japan, but around the world, and ourselves, who are very humbled by the opportunity
I thought it was going to be more than just one
franchise
game.
And bring our unique take to this historic franchise.
スクリーンバーン、アナプルナ、コナミの3社で長い時間をかけて作り上げてきた作品を発表することができて本当に良かったです。本日お見せした通り、非常に丁寧に作り上げていますので、皆様ぜひ楽しみにお待ちください。本日お届けしたサイレントヒルタウンホールは、プレイステーション5と Steam、エピックゲームズにてビッシュリスト登録受付中です。ぜひ登録をお願いいたします。また、サイレントヒルトランスミッションでは、今後も継続してサイレントヒルシリーズの情報を皆さんにお届けしてまいります。次回もどうぞお楽しみに。本日はご視聴いただき誠にありがとうございました。
Alright, I guess that was it. More scary music. Alright, well, they did show the trailer, right? Yeah, no, we heard you. Not even the siren that we're used to hearing. It's a love letter, but the camera is completely different. Different main character, I guess that's fine. There's always a different main character. Lots of L's. I see a ton of L's in the chat. Where was the actual trailer? Wait, what was this? Something flashing there, or is that just... I think it's flashing things during this. I wasn't really watching during the trailer. What is that? I see. Do it every minute. Nope. Anyway, let's actually look at the trailer. It's kind of funny though. It keeps doing that. Let's see if I can get a look at any of these stills. Like, what is this? Oh, that's him looking at the... Okay, so it's basically just showing stills from the trailer. Blah, 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 blah. Here's the trailer. Let's watch this again. Is that not Hiniko? It's gotta be right. Maybe not. Maybe it's just like a nightgown.
You can't stay in this room forever.
As soon as they said that, I thought of Silent Hill, because there is a Silent Hill called The Room.
I can't stay in this room forever.
Okay, so that must be like his wife. But she says, I can't stay in this room forever. Maybe he kidnapped her?
Stay in this room forever. I know this is going to be hard. But you have to come back to me. Come back to me, Simon.
Yeah, nah. This is clearly an Akira Yamaoka song, but it's just slightly different. This is a classic Silent Hill song, just varied.
Up in the water
tiny bit. The promise.
But this time it's...
And then when I saw this, I was like, this is going to be Silent Hill. And then, of course, it's not. Saint Amelia. Shout out to Amelia, by the way. People are still ranting in the chat over here. Let's get rid of them. Heart of Amelia. For those we lost. Whatever heart this town had, has stopped.
Keep trying to...
What's the room? What's the number? 204?
But no matter what I do...
I think the room is 304?
It doesn't let us change things.
He was clearly in the hospital. He had he has this. And in the beginning of this trailer, it showed he had like an IV in his arm. But why? Well, it has his date of birth as well. 15th of October, 59. He's pretty old now, so it's...
You did what you did.
Seems like it's modern day. Screenburn. Alright, this is it. This is gonna be... You use this radio here to see monsters. Like, you can kind of just barely see them here. Apparently you can see them behind, like through walls and stuff with those too. Of course, the monsters usually embody like their trauma. This is like a syringe. Of course, hospitals are always a theme of Silent Hill. The theme of this, though, is dude, freaking axe head. A little more prominent there. Oops, you can kind of see. I can really see that one monster. And that's what I like knew was a Silent Hill game. Like, that's a Silent Hill monster. That classic revolver. Ought to be some good weapons. There's usually always a katana, a chainsaw, shotgun. That's pretty much it. Coming sometime. Just release it in the fall. Those are always good fall games to play. But I guess that's it. It's really... Wait, isn't Amelia the name of these British meme goddess? Yes, yes it is. Yeah, the girl from Pathways. Hey, we got somebody over on the kick side. Batteryette 1. Batteryette 1. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was alright. Kind of a letdown. I didn't think it was only going to be about one game. I'm sure everybody was hoping for some Silent Hill 1 remake news. We haven't even seen any footage of that. That'd be really interesting. I suppose they're probably waiting for this to come out before really hyping that up. Guess that would make sense. But let's see, that's not fair. Axe head versus plank of wood. Yeah, it's gonna be problematic for sure. So you gotta find the steel pipe. Good old steel pipe. It's always either that or the plank of wood you find first. But they said they'll have both in this game, which is nice. But yeah, I guess that's it. 7:30. I'll probably make some food. Oh, the homies. For the homies is live in like 30 minutes. I cannot do a raid, unfortunately, but I think they have their stream set up. Yeah, for the homies. Slap that in chat. But I'll probably man, I really gotta play more Fable. I'm having so much fun with Arc Raiders. It's like the one game I play off stream. I might stream it though, we'll see. If I do, it won't be till later. 10 or 11. Let's see, copy link. I gotta find my stream. Why is the live chat empty? Oh, there it is. Later, man. I'm just gonna drop this link in chat. For the homies, go check them out. They'll be live at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's 25 minutes. Check them out, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.